Okay, guys, this is Dave with Senior Softball Bat Reviews, and this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time, is do a podcast. But I'm going to do it without taking phone calls from people. I'm not going to do it live. I'm going to actually answer questions that you guys put in the comment section down below these little podcasts that I do. I'm going to try to get them out every 2 weeks. The reason, I want to make this, guys, and if any of you guys know me personally, I want to make this raw. Maybe Senior Softball Raw or Senior Softball Bat Reviews Raw, because I want to get into topics that a lot of people don't talk about. And these are my opinions, guys. I take full responsibility for everything that I put on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. These are the opinions of me. I'm no genius in anything that I do. I just happen to know bats. And the reason that I know bats is because I grew up with somebody that actually has a tremendous knowledge with bats, and that's Bill Blake. If any of you guys ever talked to Bill Blake, I'll get into a little thing about me and Billy back in the 80s on how I knew Billy and how I got to know what he knows about bats, because I picked his brain a lot whenever I was in my 20s. And Billy, I'm going to expose Billy here in a minute, because he's actually, in my opinion, one of the pioneers in end-loaded bats. Whenever I would hang out with him back in the 80s and hit balls with him. And I'm actually going to talk about myself here in a minute on a lot of you guys don't even know who I am, because I got a ton of YouTube subscribers that actually just like watching my YouTube channel, because I actually do put out my opinion about bats. I don't pull punches when I talk about stuff, and I think that's what a lot of people like about me. I don't kiss ass to any bat company. I will actually swing the best bat out on the market that I think personally is the best bat for me. There's a lot of things that I believe that a lot of other bat sales guys do not, and I want to get into that with these podcasts that I do. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. There's actually another guy out there named Ross with Swing Boss. I watch his podcast. I freaking love his channel, his YouTube channel. But he mainly does a lot of the kids bats. He's got a YouTube channel out there called Swing Boss. I love what he's doing. This is my deal, guys. Anybody that brings awareness to senior softball, and I've preached this every tournament I've been to, anything that brings awareness to senior softball. Because when I first started playing senior softball in 2009, there was nothing out there. There wasn't anything about nutrition, anything about working out. I've got my own ideas that I think outside the box whenever I think about these things, like working out and softball and a lot of stuff like that. I think outside the box. There was nothing out there, any biased opinion on what a bat would do, how I got, the reason I'm talking about this the way I got started in 2009, whenever I actually came back out of retirement, started playing senior ball, because I had heard from Billy that it was pretty good. I got kind of tired when I retired in 2001, I think it was. I got tired of the kid ball. And if you remember, guys, that's when the Mikan was coming out with his composite bat. Actually, I think their first composite bat was in 1998 with the Mikan. And I actually swung that bat the first time it came out. I was living in Colorado, and Billy Blake Jr., actually it's the third, Bubba Blake brought some up to Colorado for me to swing, and I didn't like the first bat that they came out with, and even the second bat, if you guys remember, it came out with, I didn't like that one either until they come out with the Ultra, and then that was the original Ultra, and that was a pretty good bat. I want to talk about how I got started doing this, a bunch of other things. I want to talk about on this podcast, but I'm not going to put everything into just one podcast. I want to get a lot of questions from you guys. I have got a ton of questions that I need to have answered, and I will actually, I get questions every other day on senior bats. I try not to answer the questions on the USSSA and ASA bats because I have no knowledge in them. I am a bat connoisseur. I have probably, I have a picture up on my Facebook page of all the bats that I have in my garage, guys. That is just a third of the bats that I used to have, because I threw the other 2/3. When I moved, my wife told me you need to get rid of them. And I have about a bucket of bats in the back. I'm saying there's probably about 70 or 80 back there. and I've had close to 300 about 6 months ago, and I had to get rid of them. I do a lot of cutting open bats. Billy does a lot of cutting open bats, and we'll talk about how they were made. We'll mic them. I do a lot of research in bats before I actually get on my YouTube channel and talk, because I don't want to look like a dumbass whenever I would say stuff. I want to make this a raw channel. There are topics that I want to get into, and I'll get back to what I was talking about before. A lot of nutrition. I think senior softball players eat like shit. I was actually in a tournament last week, and I'll actually mention his name. His name's Jerry. I won't go into his last name, but this guy has flat out crushed the ball. And on Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon, it kind of petered out, and I was asking him what is he eating, and the only thing he ate that morning was breakfast, you know. And I was trying to talk to him about he needs to get some complex carbs into him to be strong at the end of the tournament as he was at the beginning of the tournament. There's just a lot of things that a lot of seniors out there just don't know about, that I want to inform them. I've been doing this, guys, for, you know, playing softball for 32, 33 years now. There's a lot of stuff that I know, that I answer questions on guys that ask me questions about bats or nutrition or working out. I have my own workout routine that I actually developed in 1992 when I was powerlifting, and I think it's one of the best workout routines for senior ball. Softball alone. Seniors can actually do it. It's actually a low rep. I do a lot of my weightlifting with percentages. Especially when it's during the season workout routine, and I got an off-season workout routine. I've got 3 in the off-season that I do. I've got 1 during the season that I do. The one I do during the season is my workout routine. The one that I do in the off-season is a 5-3-1 workout routine, and the other 2, and then I do another one that's actually an EAS workout routine from Colorado that I did back in the day, that puts on a lot of size and puts on a lot of strength. And then I have mine that I do in the off season too, that I actually developed years ago. Nobody knows about it. I try not to put it out there that much, because I don't want to. I don't know what I'm going to do with it later on my website. But there's a ton of things, guys, I want to talk about, and I'll get into it here in a minute. I don't want to make this podcast, this first one that I do, it's kind of like an intro on what I want to get done. I want to answer a lot of senior guys' questions out there. Please keep it to nutrition, senior bats. Things that I know about, a lot of supplements that I want to talk about out there. I want to talk about testosterone, because I think that's a big thing when you start losing it after the age of 40. I want to talk about that, and there's a bunch of myths that I can tell, because I talk to a lot of seniors out there. So there's a bunch of myths about testosterone that I think are being spread out there that is not true. I have a ton of doctors here in San Antonio that I get my knowledge from. I ask a lot of questions. I'm actually the guy, you know, whenever you guys seniors go into a doctor's appointment and you're running late, well, I'm the guy that makes you run late, because I'm in there asking a ton of questions to the doctor when I'm in front of you, so you can blame all that on me. I have a lot of doctors that are in sports medicine down here in San Antonio, and the reason, I don't know if you guys know, but the reason I know all this is because I can't get into it too much right now, because I got to ask her later on, but maybe I can talk about it. But there's a place down here that services a lot of the pro athletes around the state of Texas, and I think the name of it is Sports Medicine Associates. They did a lot of my rehab. I've been injured, and what's a funny thing about it, guys, I played softball all the way up till in my 50s. Well, I retired for about 6 years, from 40 to 50, but I started playing at 49, because you can play during that year, and my birthday's in June, so I started playing at 49, and I never got injured so much. You know, I've never been injured playing softball, except for when I got hit, you know, because I would pitch a lot, so I never got injured so much when I started playing senior ball. So I eat, you know, I want to talk about a lot of that. I eat right. I eat before I play tournaments. I eat during I play tournaments. There's just so many things out there. I see a lot of seniors drinking Gatorade. I want to tell you that Gatorade is bad for you because of the sugar content, the sodium that's in Gatorade. So there's just a ton of stuff that I want to talk about in these podcasts. There is, you know, I want to make it raw, because if you guys have ever seen a lot of my blooper videos, I actually do curse a little bit. The one thing you guys got to understand about me is I don't curse around kids, and I usually don't curse around adults. I definitely don't curse around my in-laws and my mom. But I do curse when I get around the guys. So if you guys are offended by that, I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am. I kind of let it out there. Whenever I first started doing this, guys, and the reason that I started doing this because there's so much bullshit out there about senior bats, and a lot of them are from, a lot of the reviews are from guys that actually sell senior bats. Well, see, I don't sell them. I mean, I am not bond to any bat company. I actually like swinging the top tier bats. I like swinging the top performing bats. Whenever I think about things, I actually think outside the box. A lot of things that I do, I don't do the norm, when it comes to lifting, when it comes to eating, and definitely when it comes to testing bats. I'll give you my honest opinion. I'm one of those guys that don't believe in this bat suits your swing. Let me see how you swing, and then I can pick a bat for you. I don't believe that. I've heard that on a lot of the message boards out there when guys say, "Well, I'll sell you a bat depending on your swing." Well, I don't believe that. I think everybody tries to swing the bat as fast as they can. A lot of other people have different swings because they're different heights and they have different leverages. I think the way a bat's loaded, I'm a big end-loaded guy. I think physics tells me that I can get better performance on an end-loaded bat. Not necessarily hitting the ball far, but hitting the ball through the infield with a lot of exit speed from the ball exit speed, stuff like that. I do a lot of testing on bats. I do a lot of bat speed testing. I've got 2 bat speed testers at my house. I mean, I go pretty far. When I do my reviews, guys, I go really, really in depth about the reviews that I do. It's not only me. A lot of you guys think it's only me or Billy that's doing these reviews. I guarantee you right now, I have up to probably 49 to 50 senior players that actually test these bats too. And I get feedback from every one of them. What do they think about them? How they like the performance, how they like the feel. But the bottom line is Billy is the guy that because I've learned everything from him through the past years. Billy is the guy that I talk to about this. And then the final decision is me. That I make the final decision because if anything happens, it's got to come back to me. It can't come back to anybody else. That actually I call my advisory staff. My Tammy Turner, my wife, is on my advisory staff. She plays senior ball. I've got Glenda Washington, which is in the Texas ASA Hall of Fame. Zena Rossi, which is a small, a thin power hitter from San Antonio that plays senior ball. My wife is more of a spray hitter. Glenda Washington is a flat-out stud. She's been playing ball for years. I think she's in her 50s now, lower 50s. Been playing ball for a long time for the Illusions, Cannon Illusions back in the day from Texas. She's been on some great teams. My wife has been playing ball, actually fast pitch since she was 11. Tammy, shortstop, played on select teams. Went to college, played college fast pitch, and then started playing softball when she got out of college. So I get input from all these people. We hit on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays over at S.A.R.M.S Park. Me and Billy and about 3 other guys actually hit on the baseball field. And the reason, I kind of get pulled away from what I'm going to talk about, but the reason we hit on baseball fields is because I think you can pick up any bat, especially senior bat, and hit them out on a softball field, and I don't like doing that because I don't know what kind of distance. But if you can hit them out on a baseball field with a senior bat, it's telling me it's a pretty good bat. So, but we'll talk about that later on in our podcast whenever we get going. But what we do is, next to our field, we have softball fields. Now, on the baseball field, we have softball fields on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. There is at, Mondays, and Wednesdays, and Fridays, there's 30 to 35 seniors out there that actually swing for batting practice just to get better. And guys, they're out there at 8 o'clock. We start at 8. They start at like 9:30. Depending on the time zone, because daylight savings time and stuff. But we usually hit it in the mornings. Then I actually take the bats that I'm doing a review on, and I'll take them over there to them guys, and they'll hit with them, and then I'll get feedback from them later. but they love hitting the new bats that are coming out to give their opinion on them. You'll notice in a lot of my YouTube videos, I actually have them hitting a lot of the bats that I have, or just have them hitting, because I think when you videotape somebody that hits, I think that's the best thing you can do if they're worried about their swing. Nobody can, if you watch the video, it's actually a lot better giving yourself opinion on what you're doing wrong. It could be hand position or foot position or your stride's too long or anything like that. It's hard to ask somebody, hey, can you look at my swing and tell me what I'm doing? So I'm a firm believer in videotape everything. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about, guys, even the kids are out there videotaping their swing or batting practice or home run hitting contest. I think that's freaking awesome. Anything that brings awareness to senior ball or softball, because, guys, you got to admit, it's not like it was back in the 80s and late 70s. Senior softball kind of took a dive there for a while, but I think it's coming back a lot with conference ball with the kids. I see if you guys remember, I was talking to Billy about this the other day, is back in the day they had monsters. You had Mike Masenko, you had Craig Elliott, which just recently passed away. You had Scott Burkus, Billy Blake. They're all over 6 foot tall, and just 250 to 300-pound guys. Your conference ball's not like that anymore. You've got more of your defensive, your 5-man infield, your speedy outfielders that track down balls, and there's a lot of defense involved. And I think that's freaking great. I think it's changed, but it's changed to bring more people into it. And maybe it'll change, back to the way it was later on. No, but I don't think there's not a lot of big senior softball players out, especially in San Antonio. Not a lot of big. They're usually the smaller, 175 to 200-pound guys that are doing it now, and I think that's freaking awesome. But I'm here for senior ball, guys. I want to do these podcasts once every 2 weeks. I'll let you guys know what, I want to get them out maybe on Sundays. That way you can, open up in the mornings and look at your look at your YouTube channel and your Facebook, because I'm going to be putting them on YouTube, and then I'll actually transform them over to my Facebook page. So if you guys have me on Facebook, get on there, spread the word, friend me. I want to do this every 2 weeks. This is my first one. I've got a ton of questions, guys, I want to answer, because the reason I'm doing this is because I'm answering the question over and over again. So if I put it out on a podcast, a lot of you guys can listen to my opinion on what I think about bats. I want to make it raw, because I'm going to throw some curse words in there every once in a while. So it's probably going to be senior softball raw, not really bat reviews, because it's probably going to be senior softball raw, because I'm going to talk about everything: testosterone, HGH. I'm going to talk about vitamin D's, a lot of the vitamins out there that I talk about. I don't believe in a lot of too much stuff that's out there on the market right now. I want to talk about creatine. I want to talk about nutrition. I want to talk about sugars. I want to talk about inflammation. A lot of you guys out there, have inflammation. Something going on with you. I want to talk about surgeries, knee surgeries, back surgeries. I have a ton of knowledge when it comes to that, because I am actually good friends with a lot of guys that know what they're talking about, physical therapists, guys that I want to talk about chiropractor. The guy that is my chiropractor is actually a college player, football player. I talk to him a ton. I get a lot of information off him. The one thing I won't do is I won't come on this channel and I won't fly off and start talking about shit I have no knowledge about, or things that I do not believe in. So hopefully it's going to be fun, guys. This is my first. It's running kind of long here. I want to keep them under 10 minutes. That way I don't want you guys to be disengaged when you're talking to them. So they're going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Later on, I'll get involved with talking about how I know all this stuff, but I can't right now, because it's actually this is getting way too long. So my first podcast, I'm going to answer a bunch of questions from about bats, mainly the ones I get a lot of questions about. How do I choose a bat, from bat speed, or what kind of tester do I use? How do I pick what model bat? What's my best bat out there? Subscribe to me, guys. I have a website, www.seniorsoftballbatreviews. These are going to be put on my website too. Building my website a little bit bigger. I want to talk about So it's under construction a little bit right now. There is some things, guys, and I thought I was going to forget about this, but there is some things that's going on in senior softball that is going to be huge in the next few years. And it's just now starting up. Probably within the next 3 to 4 months, I'll know a lot more information on that. I don't want to put it out there because it's in the work progress. Right now, it's going to actually improve, in my opinion, senior softball. And it's going to make it more fun. I mean, I don't even know if that's a word, but it's gonna make it more exciting. So I think that those are things that are coming up. But if you guys got questions, look at the link down below, comment section. You guys can ask me questions about bats, nutrition, workout programs. I'm actually building my workout program to put on my website. My website is actually pretty big right now. It's going to get even bigger in the next 6 months. I'm going to start updating it every week. Hopefully we can talk about senior softball out there, get a lot of you guys in shape. A lot of the stuff that you guys are taking that are shit too that I want to talk about. You're wasting your money on at the nutrition store, especially GNC. So subscribe to my channel, guys. Friend me on Facebook. Get on my. You guys can even ask me questions on my website because you can actually contact me there too if you don't want to do it on the YouTube channel or Facebook. Has my email address on there, and actually down below I'll have all the contact information down below here in the comment section. Actually, not the comment section, but the description section. I'll have all my information on how you guys can get a hold of me, ask questions. I will do it in a podcast and answer them to my best of knowledge. If I don't know the answer, then I will find you the answer. Asking around. Billy is like the guru when it comes to senior softball bats or any kind of bat, that he knows about out there. That I'll ask him questions on and get his opinion on stuff like that too. But down below, there's going to be a bunch of information. Friend me on Facebook, and guys, here, this is the deal too. And it's funny is I was talking to a guy, trying to get off topic here, but I was talking to a guy last week, and you guys know him. I'm not going to say his name because I haven't asked him yet, but I was asking him how come he's not on Facebook or how come he's not on YouTube, and his words to me were he didn't want to get into that. He doesn't want to put his name out there, but this guy's a well-known name, and here's the deal, guys. You got to get your name out there. You got to talk about things. A lot of your seniors don't want to get on Facebook or don't want to get on YouTube, but that's the way you answer questions, or people want to know things, and a lot of seniors want to ask questions to you, and these guys just don't want to do it. I don't know if they're not tech savvy when it comes to stuff like that, but you guys got to admit, the smartphone and the laptop is a wealth of knowledge, and I keep on telling all my senior guys if they have a Facebook page. And they're like, no, don't do that. Guys, go out and get a Facebook page. I don't care what age you are. I mean, if you're on the computer listening to this stuff, you need to have a Facebook page and you need to have a YouTube channel. Because whenever I put stuff on a YouTube channel, it actually gets sent. If you're a subscriber to me, it actually gets sent straight to you. So you'll see my latest uploads. You don't have to be going digging around at senior softball bat reviews on Google it or get on YouTube and find it. Every senior out there that wants to know anything about sports or softball or injury or nutrition needs to get on YouTube because it's got a wealth of knowledge on YouTube. Some good, some bad. But Facebook especially, you keep in touch with a lot of people. It's not like they're out want to talking to you. There's just a lot of people on YouTube and Facebook that actually are involved in softball. Mike Masinko probably got one of the biggest Facebook pages, and he posts a lot of stuff about old school old school ball from back in the 70s and 80s. He posts a lot of pictures. I actually got him on. He posts a lot of videos too, guys. If you guys like watching videos of the old school guys back in the 70s and 80s, Mike Masinko has a YouTube channel and a Facebook page that he posts a lot of the stuff. He keeps in touch with a lot of the old players. He posts a ton of videos and a ton of pictures that I think a lot of you seniors out there would love to see about the old school softball teams back in the 70s and 80s. I think he is an ambassador And a funny story about Mike. I love Mike. I love what he's doing with senior softball. He's going to get involved this year in a bunch of other stuff that I'm really proud to be associated with him in one of the projects that he is actually doing. I'm not a friend of Mike's. I don't want to be. And here's what's funny too is when I first started doing this a couple of years ago, Mike tried contacting me. I did not answer his phone calls. And you can actually ask Mike this too. I'm getting kind of off the subject here, but you can kind of ask Mike this too. But I'd never answer his calls, so he'd call Billy up and he goes, "Why the hell Dave ain't answering my phone?" And I'm telling Billy, well, I'll call him because when I was doing a review on the Big Cat, I didn't want to talk to him. And the reason is, guys, and Mike, is this first time, if you listen to this, first time I'm going to tell you this, and I know you heard from other people, I cannot be friends with Mike, and that's sad because I really do like what he's doing. I love what he has accomplished in softball. I would love to pick his brain, but I just can't get involved with anybody that sells bats or that has a bat out there under his name. I don't want to be influenced by him, and I would do the same thing with any of Jeff Hall. I don't want to be Jeff Hall's friend. I don't want to be hanging out with him. I don't want to be hunting with him because I know he does a lot of hunting, and I love hunting. But I don't want to be his friend because I don't want it to influence what I'm doing. When I got to give my honest opinion about it, a Mike Masinko bat, which I think is one of the top tier bats out there. I don't want to be influenced by Jeff Hall. If I happen to like him, I'm hanging out with him. So when I kind of avoid you, Mikey, it's not because I don't like you. It's because I don't want to do that. I don't want to be, It's funny is, if I put Mike, if I was Mike's friend, I put Mike at one of my top tier bats, and people go, yeah, I know why you're doing that because he's a buddy of yours. Well, he's not a buddy of mine, and there's a reason why I don't want to. And I told myself this a long time ago, I'm going to alienate a lot of your bat guys out there, or your bat reps out there, because I'm going to actually tell people, the way it is, what I think about bats. So that's all right, but I really do like what Mike's doing. And if you ask him, he'll tell you right straight, he don't answer my phone calls, or I've never talked to him. But it's kind of funny. It's not because I don't like him. It's because, I actually love him on what he's doing to senior ball. It's just because I can't be influenced when I'm doing, my reviews and giving my honest opinion on a bat, So hopefully we can have fun doing this, guys. Put down your questions down below. I'm getting kind of long here talking to you guys. Put down your questions down below. I'll answer them. If I don't know the answer, I'll find the answer out for you. I usually do a bunch of research on questions, except for bats. I'm kind of pretty sure I know about every bat out there that's being put out. But if it has, if you got a question about working out, I'm pretty sure I can answer that one. Nutrition, I'm pretty sure I can answer that one. When you get into what kind of medication you're taking, I might have to ask a few people, or if it's good for you, I might have to ask people about that through past experience on me. But that's it, guys. I'm going to have a lot of information down below where you can contact me. Facebook, email address. I'll actually put that down below. You can get into there. YouTube channel and website. Thanks, guys.